71, and welcome to the Mustangs versus the Fireants here tonight. It's going to be a really good game. We've played the Fireants twice last season, once in the regular season and once in the playoffs. Both times, really good matches ensued. The Mustangs came out on top both times, looking to make it a perfect 3 out of 3 here tonight. The match that's waited a week to begin starts in just a few minutes. Before we get to that, let's take a look at our starting lineup for this team, because it's not the same as the last time we played the Fireants. Of course, starting off, Finley has switched into the tank position, currently sitting top 500 in his DPS role, playing very well so far this season. Retro on DPS has done so much success in the role. A couple of great moves on Tracer last night. On the other DPS, we've got Sundown, known for great gameplay on Reaper and May last night, played beautifully there. Support, we've got Ryan. Ryan plays a mean Kiriko and Baptiste. And on support, we've got Recon. Recon plays an incredible Lucio, second to none when it comes to that. And that's a look at our starting lineup for tonight's event, the Mustangs versus the Fireants. I'm super excited. I know you guys are too. Let's see some of that hype starting up in chat as I look to make sure that these guys, hey, look at that. They listen to me. Got to get the cams all set up. And then we should get things started here very shortly. The Mustangs poised to go up against the Fireants here tonight. These guys have been ready for this matchup for weeks. We saw it earlier on the schedule. And it's always a good time. These guys do an excellent job of things. And we'll take a live look inside our facility at Pottstown right now. As soon as I get that up on the screen, there it is, a live look inside of our Pottstown campus. You see Finley there. You see a familiar face between Finley and Retro. That's Gilbert97, otherwise known as Gilly. Our old support, Ryan, was put in place of Gilly. Gilly taking the semester off before transferring schools. We wish him all the best here tonight. See what the roster looks like. These guys are ready to go. I know you guys are ready to go as well as we get things started here. And hopefully, this match goes smoothly. We've seen, the Fireants try to have a little bit of fun with us before their previous couple of matches. We'll move back to me for just a second. And obviously, we've seen the Fireants have some fun with us before. So, we're hoping for a little less of that trickery and a little more of that fun gameplay we all love so much. As I just make sure that the announcement goes out that we are live. And hopefully everyone here is ready for an incredible matchup between the Mustangs and the Fireants. See four members of the team inside the facility. I'll move back to them right about now. These guys are just ready to play. I'm ready to play. So it should be a good time. Mustangs are all in their varsity voice channel. And it's just like waiting for the lobby is probably the longest portion of this, is just waiting for everything to start up. And funny enough, I could see whose screen they have on the back, because I could tell that it's me. But these guys playing beautifully so far this season. They're going to look to continue playing this incredibly as we get into the back portion of the season. Of course, a big game here tonight against the Fireants, looking to prove what they already know, that they are the better team in this matchup, looking to take down the Fireants as quickly as humanly possible here tonight. As you get ready to go, I got to make sure that I'm in lobby. Let's see. I sent a request to Retro. Will Retro accept my request is the question. as we prepare now slowly for this match to begin. As we now get ready to go here, the Mustangs poised and ready, all sitting at their respective stations there. Gilly is in the facility, but obviously not a part of the starting roster for tonight's game. Recon is the 5th member of the team that you guys don't see in that shot. He plays from home, which is in league policy. All things sit well with these Mustangs as we get ready for this incredible little matchup here. Hopefully everyone's had a good day. I know it's been a little bit rainy. I know people have had midterms. I had midterms today. And is it actually Ryan's birthday? I'm getting notified via chat. Ryan's going to be interviewed no matter what tonight if it's his birthday. So, great things there. So we'll take a look outside the facility for a sec. Those guys just getting ready for the game now. And, you know, these guys are definitely poised and ready to go. As I get invited finally to the lobby. These guys are now definitely in the final stages of getting ready. We got both cams up now. See Finley setting up that second one there. These guys are getting ready to get into it here tonight. If Finley knew how to set up a cam, it is sideways. That thing is so sideways. As they're now able to adjust. Hopefully something. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. Don't adjust. Don't adjust. There we go. Sundown able to get that thing in straight. Great work. As we now wait patiently, we might be going to a map that we haven't been to in a very long time competitively. I don't think we've ever been on this map competitively since I started casting for this team, Busan, which is an incredibly fun map. I believe it was just added back into the map pool for, you know, this current season that just began. So obviously a fun time. Looks like the Mustangs are ready. And here we go. Some Overwatch coming at you right now. We are indeed heading to Busan.
Now traveling to Busan.
This map is honestly a favorite of mine. I enjoy how it's set up. I enjoy how quick all of the action is on this map. I know they don't tend to play it as often in comp.
Initiating match.
I don't know why it spawns me out all the way out here. So, welcome to Busan. Our first map of the night is a control point map. For those of you that... Okay, why won't it let me in?
Did you like it?
Not sure there was enough base. I could
Oh,
almost hear the
because
other
not even on the
sounds.
same map. That's
I'll
fine.
crank it up next time.
Move over to a Mustang here. Here we go. This is a control point map. You'll see a control point in the center. It's best 2 out of 3. It's 3 maps, unlike a flashpoint map. I'll get into what that is if we see it later. Finley leading the charge on this Doomfist comp. We saw from it last night. Retro playing that Tracer really well. As we see the Fireants not going back to spawn. Mustangs stay out as well. Finley going all in on that enemy Doomfist. You see very similar comps here. Retro on that Tracer. Sundown still on that Echo. Sundown able to get a kill, but Recon will fall. They're looking for another one on the Lucio. They'll get him close. They won't be able to get him down. Ryan, the birthday boy, will fall. As the Mustangs now get their way over to point. Retro looking to grab a health pack. He'll be able to get one. Finley makes his way to point with Sundown. Retro and Recon are there. Oh, and unfortunately there, Doomfist able to get a kill on Retro. Sundown able to flank the entirety of this Fire Ants team as he move airborne. We move over onto Recon. Recon looking at around half health. He looks to try to get Finley some help. Not able to get there in time as they all dive in on him. Sundown will get a kill. And Recon will unfortunately fall. Recon using his ability immediately to go on to Sojourn, forcing out the Lucio ability there. Could prove really well in this matchup. Unfortunately, Ryan and Sundown will both fall, but the Mustangs up to 31% as Finley makes his way over to the point. He'll look to stay on point for as long as possible. The Mustangs look to get it past 40% right now. Mustangs still on point. Recon falls, Finley falls. Ryan stays on point for as long as humanly possible. Sundown getting close to point. Oh, and just barely, Mustangs get to 50% on that hold. Not really winning the team fight, but winning the overall war. As they go up to 50%, they've got 2 ultimates available to them, almost 4. They will certainly not have ult advantage. 3 ultimates available for the Fire Ants team. Kitsune Rush come out from the enemy Kiriko. Our very own Ryan almost has his. Finley able to utilize his to get through that ultimate. Finley gets 2. Finley looking for more. They'll try to bring their presence onto point. Finley able to force the enemy Doomfist into the corner. All that's left is that Sojourn. Mustangs will get to point. Retro will fall on the back end. We see a couple members of the team getting back. Mustangs grab the point. Fire Ants able to charge to 42%. We see that Sojourn moving all over the place. Good movement from the entire Fire Ants lineup. Mustangs regain point. They're up towards 60% now. Finley has a free rush available to him as he's trying to keep that Tracer out of positioning. Kitsune Rush comes out from the Mustangs. Finley able to fall in. Retro able to grab one. Finley gets another. We'll move to the background now. So you see the Mustangs fully pushing this Fire Ants team back into spawn. Now up towards 80%. This is only map 1 in game 1, but the Mustangs already poised to have a fun time here tonight, winning an incredible little team fight. See that Tracer attempting to flank here, 90%. They'll go for the C9. Will they be able to get it, though, is the question. Sundown, probably not getting the person that he wants. Unfortunately, 2 kills, 4 kills on the Mustangs. It's all up to Sundown. That is going to be the end of overtime. Sundown will wait. So look to cause as much damage as possible. He'll take down the taunting Sojourn before he falls. The rest of the Mustangs get ready to go. 53% now for the Fire Ants. The Mustangs look to take game 1 or map 1. Pulse Bomb comes out. It does absolutely nothing. Ryan with some great plays. Retro in the front line, able to grab a kill for himself. Finley does get taken out, but Ryan looks to get out of there just a little bit. He won't be able to. Mustangs find their way back to spawn. Recon, with very little health, he'll fall. The rest of the Mustangs find themselves ready for a final attack here. We see another prediction coming from Sparky. And a good prediction on the money last night. We'll see what he's like tonight. Pulse Bomb able to grab the support, but Finley does fall as Kitsune Rush comes out from the enemy team. Sundown trying to get out here. It's 99 to 99. Retro finds himself on point. Retro will fall. Sorry, Retro won't fall. Retro on point for a ton of time. Finley looking to keep the overtime alive. He will. He'll just jump in and get out of there, trying to grab some incredible boost, but unfortunately it's not enough. Mustangs will drop map 1 tonight versus the Fire Ants. Very similar comps coming out of both of these teams. And the Mustangs had it working out for them for a very long time, just not able to get back to point after going to that 99%.
Ready for battle.
Everyone ready?
Map 2, about 10 seconds until we go here. Probably one of my favorite maps in the game. Mustangs ready to go. Fire Ants ready to go.
4, 3, 2,
Let's see how this first team fight plays out. Mustangs with a good little rollout. Finley gets his way all the way up. You see a Winston Cup come out from the Fireants. Mustangs keeping their distance for now as they look to head in fairly soon. Mustangs find themselves in the back room right now, defending on all sides. Retro looking to win the Tracer fight. He will. Winston looking a little claustrophobic right now between all of the Mustangs. They'll get the kill. They'll move on to the supports. That Kiriko in the top moves his way over. The Mustangs pulling out a great little team fight here. Taking them down one at a time. Mustangs will grab the initial start on this checkpoint. Finley all the way up top in that tank fight that he finds himself engaged in. See the rest of the team back. Finley looking low. Finley will fall. Retro able to win yet another Tracer fight. Sundown getting himself airborne. Pulse Bomb will take out the monkey. Rest of the Fireants team find themselves on point, but without much of a shield. Finley back on point. The point will go towards the Fireants, but for how long? Mustangs looking close. That Tracer's dancing around on point. Only 9%. Sorry, it's not 9%. 99% captured. Mustangs will grab it 14% for the Fireants. Finley diving on the back line as our very own Recon falls. Ryan will also fall. Both of our supports are out of there. Sundown able to get a kill, but unfortunately Finley will fall. Sundown looking for more as Retro will fall. They'll stall point for as long as possible. Mustangs will find themselves at the better part of 51%. 15% now for the Fireants. We don't want to see a comeback like we saw last time from the Fireants. Mustangs want to force a map 3 here. Finley immediately moving in on the Winston. So he moves himself up. We see Sundown join the fray with the tank. Finley already looking a little low here. He'll look to move his way up. And he'll take the dive on the back line. Not able to get much done there. He moves in on the Sojourn. They're able to get him with the help of Sundown. Lucio Ultimate comes out from the Fireants a little too late. 55% now for the Fireants. They'll take the lead here on map 2. Primal comes out from the Winston as the Mustangs look to take the point here. Ryan gets himself onto point, but with low health, there's not much that he can do. Retro and Ryan both fall. Sundown still fighting the good fight as well as Finley. We see Retro make his way back in. Finley does fall in that tank fight. 77% now for the Fireants. They want to take game 1 out of the Mustangs. 83%. We're getting close here as Retro loses a Tracer fight. Ryan will also fall 94% now. Mustangs need to have a better hold here. Ultimate comes out. They're able to force the overtime. Sundown gets on the point, but for how long can he stay there? Is anyone going to be able to touch here? Will the Mustangs drop one map off to the Fireants here? Ryan's looking close, but I don't think he'll be able to get there in time. The Fireants will take game 1. And not what you want to see coming out of the first game here tonight. As the Mustangs look to keep form against the Fireants, they find themselves dropping a game. Sojourn on the enemy team's got play of the game. I assume this is right at the end. No, it is not. It's on map 1. Mustangs have been waiting for this matchup. Not sure where they were on this first game. Definitely looking to get their heads in the game for game 2. You know, wait in the lobby. These guys looking a little bit calm in the Pottstown campus, which is always a good thing. We'll go back to the studio, though, with me And obviously, Mustangs not really able to win many team fights there. They brought the first map to 99%, weren't able to finish it out, and only got to 54% on map 2. Very much played into the Fireants comp when it came to map 2, and it just trickled in for the later half of that second map, and that's really what cost them in the end, was the fact that they kept on just running in. Finley and Sundown refused to finish the fight, and it meant that those two were out of position. The rest of the Mustangs didn't really know how to react to that, and they just kind of trickled in one after the other, and it got to the point where they just had to hold for overtime. But a well-placed Sojourn ultimate put the end to the Mustangs' Game 1 advances. Fireants find themselves up 1-0 in the end of Game 1. But the Mustangs are still very much in this thing as we move into our hybrid game mode here tonight. As we look ahead, the Mustangs just have to adapt just a little bit here in order to get the win. They were winning team fights. They just weren't winning the ones that like well and truly counted, as they were just taking the little team fights in between the matches. They were getting a little greedy and, you know, staying a little bit passive against this Fireants offense. So hopefully in Game 2, they change things around and are able to get back on the horse here tonight. We'll take a little bit of a look inside the streaming or our facility in Pottstown. These guys just kind of chilling out, getting ready for Game 2. I'm not sure what map that's going to be on, but we'll definitely see soon enough. Mustang's a fan favorite like we saw last night, Kings Row, but obviously they're going to be looking to take down the Fireants in the next 3 games here. As it's now just up to the patient waiting. Looks like we're not going to Kings Row. We're going to go to Midtown. A favorite map of mine. Starts at a fire station, goes all the way to a mock-up of Grand Central Station. It's supposed to be New York. A great little map, and one that we actually haven't seen in a while. And here we go, immediately heading into things as these Mustangs lock in, looking to get their first win of the night here. Here we go on Midtown. The Mustangs look to tie things up with Game 2. The Fireants look to extend their lead 2-2. And of course, explanation here, a map we haven't seen in a while. This is what's called a hybrid map. You see this control point here. We have an attacking team and we have a defending team. The attacking team, when it is their turn, will try to take this initial control point. They'll gain access to a fire truck as their cart once they get the control point. Once they grab the control point, they'll get that fire truck and 2 minutes and 30 seconds added to their time. From there, they'll take the fire truck down the road, under the bridge, over to the second checkpoint. If they get it to the second checkpoint, they get an extra 1.5 minutes of time, and they'll have to bring it through Grand Central Station. The Mustangs find themselves on the attacking end here first, sticking with what worked last night, but unfortunately not working in Game 1 with this comp. They're going to stay with the Winston comp. See members of both teams all over the place. Retro making himself as annoying as possible on that Tracer. As we see Winston get low, Finley will chase, and they'll be able to take down the Winston. Next, the Mustangs go after the Sojourn, able to grab that. 1 DPS and 1 support. They grab 1 DPS, and that last support is in the bus. They're going to look to stall this support for as long as humanly possible. And they'll stall. Finley moves up into the front line as the Mustangs now get up to 66% of the way through the checkpoint. They're going to look to grab as much time as humanly possible. Recon will fall. A little bit overextension from him. Very close to 90% for the Mustangs. Finley able to take out the Winston as that Tracer just stays close enough to be annoying. Mustangs will grab the payload. 5 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock. They get that full 2 minutes and 30 seconds breath. Finley able to go up and grab that Kiriko. What a great little move from Finley. Recon back on cart, prepared to bring anyone back that's needed to. Finley all the way in the front line. of this Fire Ants defense. As he's charged his ultimate, the Mustangs with a distinct ult advantage here, as this comp is now operating on all cylinders. Retro able to grab a pulse bomb kill on the enemy Sojourn. Finley using his ultimate for some good movement. Still look for no damage, but he will get fully healed with the full use of his ultimate. A new passive ability for the Doomfist. He's got a charged fist here. He's waiting for that Winston to get into position. Charge bomb comes out, but a misplace means that no move on that. Finley able to get in some good punches as he forces Winston to go primal. Ryan unfortunately falls in the front, or in the back line there, but we're almost all the way pushed to the second checkpoint. 4:09 left on the clock. Not sure who's nobody on cart as of current. Finley and Recon both fall. The Mustangs look to reset just a little bit here. Winston finds himself in a precarious position here, but a nice one nonetheless. Finds himself out of the view of the Mustangs team, obviously not of me. Finley looks to get things started here. You see that Tracer goes in, and a Kiriko ultimate comes out. 3:37 left on the clock. Mustangs will move back for another reset. They got two ultimates charged and ready to go. They'll have the ult advantage here. Finley will fall in that front line. They push him all the way back to spawn. Sundown getting some good damage on the enemy. Winston. Finley moving front line at Tracer. Looking close. Sundown able to get the kill. Mustangs will move in on the rest of the Fire Ants now that they've taken down one of the most annoying players on the team. That Tracer has proved pivotal in a couple of big wins tonight for the Fire Ants. Finley able to go up and get that Sojourn. They'll keep that cart a-moving. We see Sundown on the Winston. He'll look to go primal here. See the enemy Lucio keeping the rest of his team alive. Not able to do much there. Finley will get a kill. They go in on that Winston, forcing him to go primal. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remain now. The Mustangs utilize their extra time they got on grabbing that first point so quickly. Finley finds himself in that forward position as the rest of the Mustangs struggle for a little bit of healing here. Retro wins the Tracer fight yet again. Finley wins that tank fight yet again. And the Mustangs getting close to that second checkpoint. They'll grab it. An extra minute and a half appears on the clock for them as they move in for that third checkpoint. As we see a couple of counter picks starting to align from these Fire Ants. The move onto Sigma, Sojourn, Tracer, Kiriko, and Lucio. Mustangs find themselves moving back to spawn. Are they going to change their entire team comp? Yes, we will. A Zarya team comp comes out of spawn as the Mustangs choose to take a little bit of time off the clock to choose a much better comp to face the Fire Ants. Finley finds himself on that Zarya. We've seen him play very well the past couple of nights on this Zarya. Recon able to get down that Tracer. He moves onto the Zenyatta. Ryan onto the Moira. Sundown onto May. Retro onto Sojourn. And Finley, of course, on that Zarya. And they are just moving things forward so quickly here. They catch the Sigma out of position. They'll take him down. Sundown and Finley move forward. The Mustangs move forward with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. They know the Fire Ant strategy. Again, they've been itching since last season to come up against these Fire Ants. Ultimate comes out from the enemy Kiriko. Finley and Retro both fall, or Retro and Sundown both fall, both of our DPSs. Finley gets involved. He will fall as well. Sundown moves on to the Reaper. As now with 1 minute and 45 seconds left on the clock, Mustangs are going to look to make the difference here, grab that third point, force the Fire Ants into an overtime or bust situation here on game 2.
Breaking them down.
Able to catch that Sojourn in a clever position. Retro moves to the flank. Does not see the Tracer that is behind him. Tracer will go in onto the back line, forcing that Zen ultimate out. Mustangs use the rest of their team. They go out. Lucio, not early enough. As the Mustangs now move things forward, 1 for 1. And the Mustangs grab an excellent cart push. 55 seconds left on the clock. Not the most amount of time we've seen them do more on King's Row, but a good push nonetheless. Counter-picking the counter-pick that the Fire Ants have. They know exactly the strategy that the Fire Ants like to go with, and they're able to counter it perfectly here tonight. Mustangs now find themselves on the defensive end, needing to make a stop to tie things up in game 2. We'll see what comp they go with here. Obviously, we see a lot of different comp changes right at the end, going from Winston to Sigma. Mustangs go from Doomfist to the Zarya. They try to go back to the Winston, but it's just a little too late. Mustangs utilizing a Junker Queen comp, high damage in the close range. Nice little counter to the Winston. I honestly think the Mustangs have gone with a good one here. Obviously, if they lose that first team fight quickly, they'll be able to make switches, but we see Finley on that Junker Queen. Retro will stay on the Sojourn. Sundown stays on the Reaper. Recon stays on the Zenyatta, and Ryan stays on the Moira. The only switch we see here as we get into this game is Finley on that Junker Queen. We'll go live to Sundown on the Reaper.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A. Engaging enemy forces.
Sundown, the first to engage. Sorry, Retro the first to engage, as they'll move all the way around. Oh, and not able to get into that window. Retro will be able to get that kill confirmed. Moves in, able to get that tank kill. As the rest of the Fire Ants just look to get out of there. That Kiriko able to use the teleport, but how well will that do? Retro moves forward. Finley able to take out the Kiriko. The Fire Ants find themselves in a bad position. They immediately go for the counter pick. Unsurprising here tonight. They move on to that Sigma.
Area denial.
Mustang continually checking that top subway. They're going to take the long way round yet again. We see Zenyatta fighting up top. Support coming from Sundown. Sundown able to get a nice little kill there, and he'll completely blast open this composition from the Fire Ant. He'll look to get out of there right about now. He'll get some additional healing, but not much more than that. The Sojourn looks like she could try to get something, but unfortunately that is for not, or fortunately that is for not for the Mustangs. They'll take down the Sigma. 2 minutes and 9 seconds remain. Ana taken out. We see a full comp change out of these Fire Ants, even with a counter pick. I think the Mustangs anticipated that move to a Sigma, obviously keeping it real on that Junker Queen. We see Recon in the background playing that Zenyatta perfectly. Great little sniping movements from him. See that Hanzo take his look in the top. Finley immediately moves forward. We see an ultimate fear from Ryan. Oh my god, the Mustangs fully push back this Fire Ants team. Finley will grab his ultimate with that push. Hanzo finds himself out of position. Finley finds himself a little bit closer to death than he would have liked. Retro will fall. Fire Ants take this opportunity. The Mustangs push forward. Ryan and Retro both will fall. Mustangs still a little bit unfazed by it, though. 1 minute and 10 seconds now remain. They get an extra 2.5 minutes if they're able to grab this point, but that first point is never guaranteed. Ultimate comes out from our very own. Great use of the ultimate there by Recon. Finley uses his ultimate, able to get a couple of them poisoned. That Lucio ultimate will come and go. We see Baptiste moving out of the way. Finley goes in on the Sigma. He will fall. Ryan able to get a kill there. Ultimate, I believe that was, yeah, it's Retro's ultimate. Accidentally a spacebar out of there. 30 seconds now remain. Retro able to hold things down while waiting for Finley. Him and Sundown push back the entirety of the roster. They're gonna stall the roster of the Fireants. 20 seconds now remain. One more team fight. It's so that they know that it's all that they're good for. See another comp change. This one to a quicker one. I don't think it's gonna mean too much to these Mustangs as they look to take full control here and take the momentum into their favor. Will anyone be able to touch? No one's touching. What even was that? They go with the faster comp and nobody decides to touch. The Mustangs get the winning game too. I don't even know what to say there. Finley makes the move onto Roadhog. We'll see this play of the game out of him on the Doomfist. Great little movement out of Finley is what won them the game. They didn't even need 3 points in order to do it. We'll go back to the Mustangs in the facility here. A big shock to all of us. Obviously, they moved back into defensive positioning in order to keep that point off at all times, but it didn't matter. The Fireants were so focused on diving onto Finley and Sundown that they just didn't even look to point. As I said here, it's many adjustments that are needed that make the difference here. And it totally made the difference here into game 2. It absolutely made the difference. The Mustangs made micro adjustments that enabled them to get an incredible win here. You know, that ending is not to be understated. They were so focused on the comp the Mustangs had built to counter anything that the Fireants threw at them that they lost focus of the actual objective of game 2 to get that point. The Mustangs playing beautifully, Finley especially making that switch over to Junker Queen, to Zarya, to whatever that the team needed. He was able to do it. Now going into game 3, the Mustangs find themselves tied up with the Fireants, and that's for good reason. That is because this team is built to adapt. Not instantaneously, not to counterpick, but as an ability of this team, it's to create great situations for themselves. As we move on to this next map, the Mustangs have done that. They've created great, incredible team comps that even I haven't seen before. That Junker Queen hasn't really worked, as it looks like we're going to a map I have not seen in literal months. Looks like we're going to be heading to Watch Point Gibraltar. But again, going back to this Mustangs lineup, they looked at game 1. They said, okay. I mean, you guys saw it in the facility. Not much movement out of the Mustangs. A little bit of talking. A little bit of, you know, let's take a breath. But they made the adjustments that they needed to for Midtown, and it puts them in a great position going into game 3. On a map that the last time they played, they were particularly strong here on Watch Point Gibraltar, keeping the enemy to their spawn last time out on this map. See a lot of weird maps being played when we play the Fireants, so always a fun time here. Mustangs and Fireants both look to bring it to match point. Who will be able to do it? That's coming up fairly soon. We'll take a look back at our Pottstown campus as we get ready for game 3. The Mustangs getting themselves ready to go. Look a little bit happier in the facility. I know it's a little hard to see. The things are overexposed, but these guys are definitely geared up and ready to go. W's for the Mustangs. They're playing so beautifully here tonight. Mustangs again looking to set the bar high, going with offense for this time. Mustangs will be on the offensive end first. This is what is referred to as a push cart. You see Sundown's mom again in chat. We love seeing the Montco mods come out for Rocket League, for Overwatch, for Valorant, and for League of Legends. You guys are the absolute best. Welcome to sunny Watts Point, Gibraltar. Great little map here. A little bit different from the hybrid map we had before. This time you get the cart instantly. Start from this spawn area. Mustangs going with the Mauga comp. Full power. Mustangs will gain control of this cart. Their challenge, get it to the launch pad. They'll do that by going underneath the bridge and over to this first checkpoint. They'll grab 2.5 minutes after grabbing this first checkpoint here. They'll go through this space complex to checkpoint B, where they will grab 1.5 minutes and move all the way over to checkpoint 3. They'll get 3 points for this one. Move on to our friend Sundown. A Roadhog comp coming out of the Mustangs, as we see a same old comp out of these Fireants. Sundown not able to make his initial jump. Will look to make it on the second one. Finley moves his way forward. That Roadhog has got a rework in recent months, as the Mustangs go into what I affectionately call the kill zone. Very hard place to be for anyone. Recon, the first to fall in this game 3. Finley stays with the payload. First drop down here. Very little engagement here, but they're able to catch the Winston out of position for just a second. Finley able to take down this tank, and he'll look for supports. They'll find supports. The Brig and the Ana will both fall. Mustangs grab that first checkpoint with a ton of time left on the clock. They'll look to push it even further. That Tracer in the backfield there, completely out of position. But the Mustangs want to keep it that way. She's not able to get back to her team. Doesn't take the fall off the map in order to get back. Keeping Finley and Recon well occupied. The rest of the team on the front end here in a fight. Sundown will fall. 4 minutes and 46 seconds left on the clock for the Mustangs. Finally, that Tracer will fall to Finley. Mustangs find themselves in a good position. Recon again will fall in that back end. See a Doomfist from the Fireants. Not surprising, they made a switch fairly instantly there. Oh, and able to grab that Brig with that ultimate. Will fall though. Hopefully it's not for nothing. Sundown will also fall. 2 ultimates ready for the Mustangs, but ult advantage very soon is going to go to the Fireants as they'll grab 3 ultimates. With 4 minutes left and 1.5 minutes extra if they're able to push it to this checkpoint, Mustangs find themselves in a good position. That Doomfist finds himself in a precarious spot here as he looks to get out of there. He will get out of there. But Finley able to do it. Tracer gets a double pulse bomb on the back end though as Finley falls. The rest of the Mustangs will choose to pull back and wait for the rest of the team. 3:30 now on the clock.
Hello there.
Fights happening all over. Hi, Ryan. Hi, birthday boy. I know that he doesn't know that he's on to us, but, you know, these guys tend to emote during these games, which is pretty funny.
Engaging enemy combatants. You cannot escape me.
Finley goes up to grab that payload. He'll get close to that checkpoint. Retro will fall, but Finley will get it to the checkpoint. Ryan moves forward as the Mustangs grab 2 kills. They look on the top end here. That Ana trying to grab Retro. The Ana will fall, and so will the Brig. Sundown getting 2 kills there. 4 minutes left.
Personality, Echo Online.
See that Tracer in the background.
Escort in progress.
Again, not doing much damage to the Mustangs here as they'll push forward to this final checkpoint. 3 minutes and 51 seconds left. Kiriko fighting here. Recon goes back. Meteor Strike comes out, able to grab Ryan there. Finley uses his ultimate almost exclusively on the Doomfist. He won't fall there, but he will get supercharged. Not able to grab anyone as he's supercharged. Mustangs go all in on the backline. They're able to get it there. They'll try to stall out the rest of the team here. Mustangs even a clean kill. This third point is a very tricky one to get. So it looks like the spawns have moved since the last time I played. Won't serve anything. Mustangs grab it with 3:08 left on the clock. The Mustangs played a beautiful round one on the offensive end. I won't go over to the facility right now. I don't really like to do it mid-match, but I will do a post-match. But I will say, looking into the facility right now from my cameras, these guys are hype because of the opportunity this presents them. 3 minutes and 8 seconds is an absurd amount of time to have on the clock. They pushed heavily through the first 2 checkpoints in order to grab a good win. Even making the move from Winston instantly over to Doomfist meant nothing to the Mustangs as they just tear forward. They're going to look to have an incredible little defensive run here as they just played things chef's kiss out of the Mustangs here tonight. A slow start for them in game 1, but game 2 and game 3 have been nothing but quick. Finley sticking on the Roadhog, Retro, Sundown, Recon, and Ryan. They know what works. They'll keep it that way. We'll see a little bit of a switch out of the Fireants comp as they'll move on to the Winston. As we see the same Ana and Brig support lineup. And Sojourn and Soldier, 2 very similar characters, but different in their own fun little ways. Actually, we'll see a Symmetra come out. Probably see them try to get a good jump on the Mustangs. They find themselves, the Mustangs, over in good positioning. Here we go. The Symmetra portal will come out onto that side there. As the Fireants look to make their way across. Move in onto Finley, who goes in on that support duo. Finds himself a little low. They'll corner Finley. Look to get to the rest of the Mustangs now. Very maneuverable lineup here. Puts them in a good position. Unfortunately, Ryan will fall. Finley stays on the Roadhog. He's not one to switch easily. Mustangs push back just a little bit. Ryan moves his way forward. Sundown able to get a good kill. Mustangs able to really take down that backline easily. They move their way onto the backline, just disregarding the Winston. They'll take him down. And that backline finds themselves in a precarious position as they'll catch them out. Keep that Ana alive. Finley moves his way forward. He'll get the kill. Again, just taking time off the board. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remain in this game. 4 minutes are given to bring it to that first checkpoint, and it is a short one. Retro making his way around. Mustangs find themselves in good positioning here. Retro stalking his prey. That Winston about at half health. Retro will continue to be as annoying as possible to him as the rest of the Mustangs pull forward. Finley in that front line on take. 1 minute and 51 seconds remain. Go Primal as Ryan will fall to the Primal. Grabs more healing. Not able to grab the sleep that he likes, but he'll get out of there. Mustangs only drop 1. High Noon comes out. They even see the move over to the Cassidy.
Thanks.
They're able to grab Sundown and Retro, that DPS duo. Finley will fall on cart. Recon and Ryan will both move back with 1:16 left. The Mustangs take a ton of time off the board. And whether they'll make a final move onto the checkpoint, yet to be seen. Sundown makes the move onto Reaper after using his ultimate. Pulse Bomb comes out, able to grab one. The Mustangs will try to make a movement here as we see the final 60 seconds. Ultimate comes out from Brig, but it'll be a little too late. Sundown gets a double kill. Recon gets one for himself. And with 45 seconds left on the clock, the Mustangs stop it with 2.34 meters. This is what it's all about out of the Mustangs. A beautiful cup. It acts quickly. It adapts quickly. And they're able to take down a team like the Fireants. Finley catching that Cassidy directly out of position into this last team fight. That's what you like to see. Sundown had himself a game so far, looking to grab an extra good game in the last 18 seconds. Mustangs don't want to drop it here or get C9. For those of you that have never watched Overwatch before, a C9 is when a defending team is so engaged with the rest of their team that they don't see someone on cart. They force the overtime. Cassidy will fall. The Mustangs take the win. And we'll move over to these guys. You can see the excitement on their faces. What happened? What happened? I don't even know what to say, because there is nothing that explains what happened in this game. Retro, with the play of the game, we'll go over to him. A beautiful little play of the game out of Retro. He'll get a pulse bomb, a second kill there. I think he goes in for a third. The Mustangs get the win in game 2. These guys are absolutely electric in this facility. Sparky, your predictions are beautiful. And again, what that came down to was small adjustments made by the Mustangs lineup. Give them the ability to just crush it moving forward. They find themselves in a match point situation, up 2-1. Welcome to this, what is an incredible game for the Mustangs, as they just absolutely demolish the Fireants in game 2 and game 3, not even letting them take that first checkpoint on either map. Those are both very hard points to defend, both because of its proximity to the initial spawn room, but also, you know, the spawns are one thing. Mustangs have a further walk when it comes to both of those first engagements, when it comes to Midtown and when it comes to Watch Point Gibraltar. So the Mustangs managing their cooldowns nicely. The deciding factor was the Mustangs deciding, listen, we're not going to give them the extra 2.5 minutes that it cost here. We are going to just take the fight to them. We're going to let them get close. We're going to use everything that we've got, and we'll take them down on cart. And that's really what it was, is that confidence that the Mustangs have to do all that's necessary in order to get the win. Pardon me, but obviously the Mustangs operating on all cylinders right now, using that Montco momentum beautifully in order to get them the win here in game 2 and game 3. Now, as we get to game 4, which I believe is a push map. Excuse me, I'll make sure of what it is in a second. Obviously, NJ works differently to NACE in what the order of games are. We haven't been to a game 4 yet this season for the NJCAAE. And here we go on to New Queen Street. This is what is referred to as a push map. We haven't seen one of these in a while. I'll explain what it is as soon as we're in. These Mustangs are geared up, ready to go, and taking that momentum as far as they can tonight against the Fireants. As we look poised to start game 3, or game 4 right about now. Mustangs in a good position, match point here. Gilly, unfortunately, moving the camera. It's all good. Camera's fine. These guys in the facility, they're get geared up and ready to go. You see Gilly supporting them inside the facility here. Probably acting as an auxiliary coach for this Mustangs roster as they get ready to go. No actual coach for them. Obviously, when you have a top 500 DPS like Finley, that game sense plays in handy. Here we go, game 4. Mustangs have it on match point. The Fireants look to force a game 5. Here comes New Queen Street. See a lot of supporters for Retro in chat. Some more passionate than the rest. We always enjoy that passion here. Let's get some hype going for your Montco Mustangs. Let's see some support as we get ready to go into game 4. This is what's referred to as a push map. You see this lovely robot in the middle. The idea is to push it as far as humanly possible. The Mustangs will look to push this robot. I'll choose the Mustang side because everything is symmetrical on this map. Push this red barrier. The Mustangs will push it up. If they move it to this point here, they'll grab what's called an advanced spawn. Spawn that's a little bit closer to this checkpoint. Once they're able to do that, the Mustangs will look to push it all the way up to the final checkpoint. That will stop the match. It's a 10-minute time limit. We see a ball comp out of the Fireants. We're going to see what I think we're going to see here. Mustangs stay with the Roadhog comp. Finley immediately going in on the Hammond. Retro able to grab that Hammond out of position. Able to take down the Sojourn as well. Mustangs will be the first to grab cart.
Let us proceed.
Mustangs find themselves in a good position so far. They'll move it up.
Misery made manifest.
Seeing some charitable things coming out of Retro here tonight.
Let's keep up the good work.
Seeing chat. Recon able to take down that Tracer as we see another switch. Who knew? Out of the Fireants. They move over to that Sigma.
I'm with you.
Push started. Let's go.
Recon knows when to get out of there. Sundown putting in some good damage. He'll support his tank as well as possible. Sundown looks to get out of there. Retro finds himself a little bit out of position. Sundown will fall as well. Finley will fall. See Ryan looking a little low. Ryan will also fall. Recon keeps it away from a team kill. Mustangs get it close to that advanced spawn, though. In a good position, though. Mustangs have one ultimate and a little bit more. Finley counterpicks the counterpick, moves over to Zarya. Rest of the Mustangs will stay on their respective characters. As again, we see Finley adapting to this team. He'll eat that Brock. He'll move immediately forward. Kitsune Rush comes out from Recon. Lucio immediately counters with his ultimate. Finley shuts down the Sojourn ultimate. Single-handedly. What a great time out of the Mustangs, as they will once again move things forward. Sundown moves out of the way. That Tracer annoying all night. 7 minutes and 30 seconds remain in this game. Sigma not able to get out anyone with his ultimate. Finds himself just a little bit into Sundown's abilities. Another Kiriko ultimate comes out this time from the enemy team. Sundown's got his ultimate ready. So look to move things forward. 3 kills, Retro, Sundown, and Finley. Mustangs, like I said before, will grab that good positioning. They'll grab the advanced spawns as well.
Forward score.
See some really good hype out of you guys tonight. Obviously, as you guys know, we run things on a 3-minute delay. And of course, the game started 3 minutes ago. You guys heard me ask for the hype. You guys are definitely bringing it here tonight. Mustangs now pushing past that initial checkpoint. Mustangs will give up cart to get some better positioning in the next team fight. Finley proving great on that Zarya. He'll look to get a nice little kill feed started here. He'll get protected. He'll grab just one, able to take down the Baptiste immortality field. Double kill there. Finley, Ryan, and Sundown will fall. Retro gets a kill on the back end. Recon looking close. He'll fall as well. Mustangs will find themselves all down, but still with that advanced spawn for just another second. Retro and Recon will both not get the benefit of that advanced spawn, though. Finley, once again, moves up in the face of the Fireants offense. They're able to take enough out of them that they just have to push back. 5 minutes and 43 seconds remain in this game 4. Sundown gets bursted. Finley getting bursted himself. He'll move back just a little bit. Ult advantage gets in the hands of the Fireants as they'll look to use their ultimate again to kick Finley out of position. Finley will fall. So will Ryan. 2 ultimates used. All that's left is that ultimate from Lucio. Recon gets a nice little shot on that Tracer. Looking fairly close to that checkpoint. Mustangs don't want to force a game 5 here. Sticking with that Zarya. They're looking a little close to that advanced spawn, but the Mustangs with 3 or 2 great ultimates. So you see a pause. See a little bit of a tech break here. As it looks like something is wrong with Sundown's computer. We'll take a little bit of a break here as we wait to see what happens. A pause in this game. Mustangs find themselves up, but probably not in the best position possible. Sundown now looking to get back. And here we go out of the pause. Looks like things are fixed. Here we go, looking closer to that checkpoint. Kiriko ultimate ready, and the Moira ultimate ready. Finley still looking to get his. He's at 36%. Ultimate comes out from the... Whew, from the Sojourn, but it's not going to do much. Kiriko ultimate comes out from our very own birthday, from Recon, sorry. Mustangs able to use it. Finley will grab 1 kill. They are not able to grab advanced spawns there. Mustangs look to push them all the way back. Finley goes all in. Ultimate comes out from Lucio. The Mustangs haven't pushed pretty much all the way back at this point. Ryan utilizing his ultimate. That's Sigma moving around. Sundown has moved on to Symmetra, giving the Mustangs even better positioning here. Ultimate comes out from the Baptiste. The Mustangs will move their way back. Ultimate comes out here. Not able to do much. Finley able to get a kill on the Tracer. Ultimate comes out from Finley, even with that ammo field. They'll look to grab a couple of kills. Mustangs looking for a team kill here. Is that a team kill? It is a team kill. That Tracer gets taken down. Mustangs will look to push forward just a little bit more. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock as we get even closer. Mustangs will activate their forward spawn. A couple of Symmetra turrets set up for good measure. And we see a full comp change out of the Fireants to be expected at this time in the game. Symmetra ultimate comes out. The Mustangs grab some defense. Finley pushes himself forward. Ryan will fall to the Sojourn. Mustangs look to grab revenge. Recon's ultimate is back and recharged. Retro uses his ultimate, not able to do much there. Kitsune Rush comes out from Recon. Finley looks to make the most out of it. Finley grabs a kill, he will fall. Recon gets back, he will fall. They're able to push forward just a little bit more. 2 minutes and 30 seconds now remain. Mustangs look to force a couple of good team fights here. They still have the advanced spawn. All 5 of them will be able to utilize it. Finley makes the move on to Roadhog. We see these comp changes near the end reacting to one another. That Winston comp, something powerful. Retro will fall on the back end to the Sojourn. I'm not sure what the Fireants are doing, but they're letting the Mustangs push things forward. Just under 2 minutes remain. A double kill for the enemy. Winston Finley finds himself alone on point. He'll stall for as long as possible, looking to get the rest of his team in a good position.
Enemy is in possession of the robot.
1 minute and 40 seconds remain now. My palms are getting sweaty. I'm getting nervous here.
もう大丈夫
Mustangs in a good position right now, but they're going to look to make it an even better one as they force it. Sundown finds himself out there.
We're going to lose the lead soon.
Forcing out. 1 minute and 17 seconds left. The Fireants for the first time tonight grab advanced spawns. 1 minute and 10 seconds remain. Mustangs still find themselves in a good position, but they're going to want to find themselves in an even better one. They'll push off the Fireants for as long as possible. Retro grabs one using his ultimate. Ryan able to grab one, helping out his friends. Ryan grabs another one. 45 seconds left on the clock. We might see an overtime here. Will all 5 of the Fireants be able to utilize the advanced spawns? They will be able to. 30 seconds remain. The Mustangs need to hold things off here. Here we go. The final 30 seconds of this game. The Mustangs look to take it here. Kitsune comes out, the first of many ultimates to come, as they put it all out here. Sojourn able to take down Finley. Mustangs move themselves back. Better positioning there. 96% out of Sundown. Looks to be gaining some ground. Ryan will fall. Overtime will begin.
Last chance to stop that robot.
Mustangs need to stop it here. Here we go. They're going to look to push card here. Mustangs have the ultimate. But with the Lucio ultimate in their pocket, there's a lot that could go wrong here. Finley has his ultimate, though.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Every ultimate that can be used is used. Finley utilizes his ultimate. Is this going to be it? Yes, it will be! The Mustangs take down the Fireants! A team kill secures it! The Mustangs take down the rival Fireants for what is an incredible, incredible win! Celebrating in their facility. These guys have been looking to crush some ants all day, and they're able to do it. Finley takes the play of the game. We'll move over to him as these guys continue to celebrate. That play of the game going to be the last play. The Mustangs, happy as can be in the facility. I'm as happy as can be. What an incredible game played here by the Mustangs here tonight. And that's not where it ends. Not in the slightest. We will find ourselves on the end of an interview. I know you're watching right now. I know you're watching, Sparky. A great second prediction out of you. I wish it would have gone the way of the first. But of course, we can't complain about that now. The Mustangs get a 3-1 win over the Fireants. Of course, that's not it. We're going to be joined here for an interview. We're going to be joined by the birthday boy here tonight. Ryan is going to be here for the interview here tonight. We'll go to a short break and be right back with that. Stay tuned.
for it.
And welcome back. We are joined tonight by the birthday boy himself. Happy 21st, Ryan. Does this feel like a good birthday present? It feels like a good birthday present.
Stop flexing. Yeah.
Obviously, not the best start to the night. We'll go over that and then we'll go into the rest of it. But obviously, you guys drop a couple of maps on Busan. Have you guys practiced Busan all that often? These are not maps that we see.
I don't think we've fucking scrimmed Busan once, honestly. I don't remember doing it a single time.
I mean, I didn't even realize it was back in the map pool. A lot of weird
I
picks when
think
we
it's
go up against
only
the Fireants.
for NJCAAE. It's the only time it's in.
Really? Insane. A little bit of an old map pool there for NJ. But obviously, how'd you guys feel after that first map? I know, obviously you weren't part of the team when we developed our history with the Fireants, but we of course have history with this team. And we look to, move past that history and, forge this path. We're 3-0 against this team now. So what were the thoughts inside the facility after that game 1 loss? Was it just like, all right, let's relock in, let's resettle? Or was it just like, all right, what do we do?
I think it was a bit of both. Honestly, because it wasn't like an immediate, like, we're going to switch and lock in and get ready for this. I think it was we needed to talk for a second, we needed to organize, and we needed to swing back in a different method and a different strategy.
Yeah.
And
swing back you guys did, going on to Midtown, another map that we don't typically see, that Watchpoint Gibraltar, the comp was picked perfectly. And the ability to switch that comp when they feel like they're getting the upper hand by counterpicking, how does that feel? In order to continue to use similar comps in order to get these wins.
Best feeling ever. I loved watching people being so desperate for a win, but us just still being going to come on top because we're better.
No, yeah, and it really showed in your Midtown performance and your Watchpoint Gibraltar performance. I have no clue what Sundown just did. That was out of camera, but we don't need to describe what he did, I assume. But obviously, when you get a hold like you did on Midtown, that was an incredible hold. But I want to hear about Watchpoint Gibraltar. When it came down to it, you guys decided to stall cart on that first point. Was that always the plan, or was it just a last-second decision to go, all right, let's just do this?
No, as soon as that, like, the first 3 or 4 of us died and Finley was last up, I think Recon was still alive and he was dipping out of the fight, I believe. I'm not 100% confident in that. And Finley died on point, and the Sal said he was going to touch. The four of us rushed in with Finley a little bit behind, and we just went in for kills and went for this point.
Yeah, and another great pulse bomb night for Retro, who played absolutely incredibly, getting a lot of love in this Twitch chat. You're also getting a lot of love for your birthday, which I hate myself for not knowing as the caster for this team, but this is definitely a time to celebrate. Moving into the last map here, things got a little close there towards the end. Was there ever any doubt in your mind, or was it just like, all right, let's get Finley his ultimate and then let's roll?
Honestly, I do not know what you just said. I was just so distracted.
No, sorry. Like I said, obviously going into the last 30 seconds, that last team fight close to the end as we get into overtime, what was the thought process there? Was it just like, let's get Finley the ultimate? What was the strategy going into that last team fight?
Honestly, in all of these games, my brain's 60% off and I just say words. If it wasn't due to other people talking with proper comms, I would be so lost all the time.
No, I get that. So, obviously, good strategy there. Finley gets a great play of the game on that Roadhog that's played so well here tonight. Talk me through, your decision to run some of these team comps initially as we get things started. Obviously, how are you feeling confidence-wise on this team? It seems like you guys are a well-oiled machine at this point through both these leagues.
I feel okay. I am not 100% confident on the characters that I'm playing yet because they aren't the normal ones that I'm playing, but I'm trying my best to adapt into the spot that I'm put in currently.
Well, personally, I enjoyed watching you tonight. You look so great there. I tried to give you a lot of screen time. I don't tend to give the support screen time because, it's just a difficult thing to do. But obviously, I look to give you some extra screen time on today, your birthday, as Sundown and Finley in the background look to take it away from you. But obviously, what does this win mean for you guys?
It feels amazing. Words cannot describe. I don't know if you saw what happened on the other camera right before this interview, but if you saw it, I think you'll understand.
Oh, what, the celebrating or? Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously I did get to see that church stream, also got to see that a little bit. Obviously a great night for you guys, a great way to celebrate a great birthday from you. Any final words to this Twitch chat that's just been incredible here tonight?
Just thank you for watching and the support. That's all we got to say here.
Yeah, and that is all that needs to be said. That's going to do it for our stream here tonight. Join us tomorrow, 7:30. Our Valorant team looks to play again after a tough loss last week. 71 rounds of Valorant played. Hopefully a lot less tomorrow night out of our Valorant team as they look to get another win in the NJ League. Until then, I'm Corrupted. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.